Besides their configuration, organization, brands, and offerings have functionality. That is, their features, or what they can do or what you can do with them. As you can see here, that functionality includes any telemetry we stand up to understand an entity's state and to allow us to direct and control that state through a management system. Stakeholders get their jobs to be done through functionality, which we should create to satisfy user stories under jobs to be done. You can think of jobs to be done as the overall things stakeholders seek to achieve, and the user stories as more granular pieces of doing so. Here we see that there's two types of functionality: what the user sees and uses, user functionality, and telemetry, the features we add onto an offering so that we can direct and control it with our management system. For example, if we have a landscaping company, what do we have in place to tell if a particular crew has a client cancel on them and is available for work so we can reallocate them and redirect them to another job that's waiting? If we have a financial calculation website, what do we have in place to tell if the site is slow? That's telemetry. For an IT-led offering, we may put hooks in the offering for monitoring so we can see how it's doing. Is it up or down? Is it running slowly? Or is it okay? Are there failures, for example, 404 errors on our website or other timeout errors? Which features are often traversed, which are not? For a human-led offering, our instrumentation might be, using the assessment offering as an example, putting a project director in place with a cadence of client meetings around deliverables to gauge satisfaction and to preempt or remediate issues, along with an escalation and a post-engagement CSAT process. Functionality is part of the interactional properties of an entity. Using the chair again as an example, we can sit on it. That's its function. Each of the chairs shown here have different parts and configuration, but still have a common core functionality. We can sit on them. One word of warning: don't assume the use cases you've identified match those of the stakeholders. You may have designed and intended the chairs for sitting, and people may be using them to stand on to reach something high or to secure a door during the night and so on. So it's important to look for secondary use cases as they represent potential problems and opportunities. There's a famous story about an airport that replaced paper towels with hand dryers in restrooms. It caused a lot of blowback from customers. They did some digging and identified dozens of use cases for the paper towels that the hand dryers didn't cover, things like polishing your shoes or putting on your makeup. So we don't assume our design intent persists entirely with stakeholders or that our offerings are 100% matched to their jobs to be done, especially without seeking to understand what those jobs to be done are. So functionality is one interactional property of an entity in its function. As in a chair, its function is that I can sit on it. But there are other qualities that are part of an interactional property of an entity. For example, when I sit down on it, is it soft? Is it comfy? Is it sturdy? These are examples of the qualities versus functionality that are part of the interactional properties of organizations, brands, and offerings. Organizations, brands, and offerings have qualities also known as the non-functional ilities that characterize how they behave. Here we see a list of qualities in 5 categories. We'll go over each of these in detail in a moment. For now, you should understand that there are lots of such qualities and that they fall into these 5 categories shown here. Take a website we might use to order something online. It'd have to be available for us to use it. And we wouldn't use it if we got some sort of scary message when we went to use it or it looked like a scam. And if it didn't support our language or if we were colorblind and it wasn't readable for us, well, we couldn't use it. If the site were ugly, ill-organized, or the live chat was super slow to respond, it wouldn't be very likable. So you see, it's not enough to have the right configuration and functionality. Our organization, brand, and offerings must have the right qualities. Here's a list of qualities in 5 categories, a lot of ground to cover. So while our offering cannot be all things to all people, we must make decisions up front and on an ongoing basis on the levels of investment to make in each. Levels that satisfy enough stakeholders and their jobs to be done for our organization, brand, and offerings to thrive. And then we must use continuous agile improvement to keep these qualities aligned to those jobs to be done as they and what technology makes possible changes to ensure we continually provide the optimal set of experiences. Here we see the list of resources and capabilities above the list of qualities, which highlights the fact that organizations, brands, and offerings consist of resources and capabilities, and that qualities can attach to any of these elements. For example, credibility, or lack thereof, can apply to our organization's people, or its information, or to its brand, or to its technology, and so on. Now let's have a look at each of these qualities in turn.